on top of what he had already, has gone to an airline.
Well, that's the price he paid for success, I suppose.
Absolutely right. And he's got extra ranking points. It's all about those ranking points.
Yeah, and they will open doors for him potentially as well, as we were discussing earlier on. He is currently 38th on the Pro Tour Order of Merit, and he's 36th on the Order of Merit overall as well. So this weekend could make a big difference for Keegan Brown.
I can confirm, I've been told by a very reliable source, that because of this run, he is now a top 32 player.
Well, there you go.
First time that has ever happened to him.
Brilliant. Great achievement. And
Absolutely.
it will mean, well, it will mean this extra 1,200 quid that he's got to spend on getting home could well be accounted for in the years to come.
I know how Keegan operates. I spent a bit of time with him. He'll probably just think, well, extra loyalty points as well. And he's going to get 6 darts from 100. Might only need 3.
68.
No, failing all else, that is a very good setup. He will want to get out of the blocks here, because the last thing he needs are the kind of battles that he's already had in this tournament. It's going to age him. It's a good start from Keegs. And when he hasn't had the start, he's had to defend his throw within an inch of his life, really, against Van Gerwen. And in his last match, which was epic against Gerwin Price, Gerwin will go back to the hotel thinking probably should have won that one, but then again, that's happened the last 2 weeks. I'm sure there's another one for Gerwin Price this season, the way he's playing.
Well, it has been an incredible journey for both players, but Brown in the very first match of the weekend for him on Friday, Michael Van Gerwen 6-4 in his second round match. 108. James Wilson was blown away 6-0, and Gerwin Price 6-5 in the quarter-final earlier this evening. But that, again, doesn't... That 1-3-7 checkout to break the throw for a 5-4 lead. Price broke back, but Brown held his nerve again in the decider with a 12-dart break. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, brilliant stuff there from Keegan to leave 170. Really smart mathematics and skill. But it might be a double 16 here. Oh, 149 out from Ricky. What a riposte from RE, as is printed on his shirt, in a mark of respect.
Yeah, nice touch that from Keegan Brown, acknowledging that 149 checkout from Ricky Evans.
That's not the biggest he's had this week. He's had a 167. But that 137 from Keegan in his match with Gezi was unbelievable because of the timing of it and just the sheer skill of it, because he was downstairs for the 57 and the 2 tops. They are just really eye-catching when they come off.
Yeah, that 167 for Ricky Evans came in that 6-4 win over Robert Thornton in his opener on Friday. He had a 1-3-2 in that match as well, 2 balls and a double 16. He's had some really good checkouts, actually. There was a 1-2-4 against Sulovic that was really significant at the time. A 1-2-4 on the bull.
Seems like a long time ago, that game against Thornton. There's been a lot of water under the bridge.
And then earlier tonight, just dodging that bullet against Darren Webster when Webster missed 2 match starts at double 12 for a 6-4 win.
There's a danger sometimes as well that when you get to this stage of a tournament, you can start flagging a bit because it's a long day. These guys look like there's some energy left, and at their age, they should have some energy left.
Yeah, 26 years old, Keegan Brown. 28 years old, Ricky Evans. 28 taken out by Keegan Brown there as well for a 2-1 lead. Just wonder whether that will come into play, the fact that Evans has been here before. He's gone more distance on a final day before to the final.
Maybe, but the way that Keegan started this game,
you wouldn't know it.
Maybe don't know. I mean, 268 and 5 darts. That's excellent. I alluded to this earlier about the fact that Keegan has never changed much about his kit. He's a bit of a stickler, but he's found a formula that is really working. And I can't remember the last time I watched Keegan Brown play this focused. It's a real stand-up weekend for a lot of reasons. There's no showmanship. There's just a silent confidence about him.
96.
If he's going to put pressure on that 137, funnily enough, had to be a 137, didn't it? He might need another treble. Might go bull.
100.
Get the feeling he might have thought about it. But the same route for Ricky.
98.
Okay. Now he's 39. Well, he couldn't really leave it finished because he was on 99. But Keegan's looking at the middle of the board. There's one. Go to the right or left. He was really scared of hitting another bull.
Yeah, he's just tossed his dart there as if to say maybe it was just a little bit loose in his hand, a little bit slippy.
75.
Choices for Ricky then. 7 for double 16. And that miss could signal a Keegan Brown break of throw.
Yeah, it would be the first break of the match as well. 2 holes to 1 so far. Keegan Brown looking at double 8 now.
42.
And not able to capitalise.
Well, his eyes flicked from the 18 segment to the double 16 quite late. An adjustment needed for Ricky. A very good one. Yeah, I've noticed that a couple of times with Keegan when he's had to go from one area of the board to another, like on that 50 shot. He's gone for the single 18 and his arm has gone towards the shot, but his eyes have gone a little bit later. It's almost like his eyes are catching up with his action.
81.
29 darts for Ricky Evans to secure his 2 legs. Brown requiring 30. There's, again, very little between them so far. In keeping with their route here.
Hey, you mentioned, Rob, that the fact that Ricky Evans has been to this stage of this tournament before may help him. Well, Keegan's won a tournament in the Pro Tour and Ricky hasn't. So these guys are very similar stages of their career. Keegan has won the World Youth Championship at the O2. Ricky got the final of the World Youth Championship at the O2. So very close. And Ricky is eyeing up that top 32 as well that Keegan has just blitzed his way into at the cost of Cristo Reyes.
Another first as well. This is their first ever meeting on the European Tour. They have actually played in qualifying on a couple of occasions, and both of those were last year. One was for the Danish Open. Evans won that one 6-3, and then they met in qualifying for the European Match Play as well, and Brown won that one 6-3. So you cannot separate them, Paul.
For the want of a better phrase, they don't want to be going back to those qualifiers and all that malarkey.
I'm sure they don't.
What they want to do is they want to get seedings. They want to have a guaranteed game on a Saturday.
58.
They want to do what Johnny Clayton's done. They want to do what Darrell Gurney's done over the last couple of seasons. Now, I was going to say treble 18, but he fancied the double shot at the 60 to leave double 9. Now, Keegan went for the bull there. That leaves 88.
Ooh. Messy. And now Ricky Evans has a good chance to break for the first time, and he does. We have 4 holes of throw. Evans makes the breakthrough after that slip up by Ricky Evans.
I've always said at the back of the stage you've got to be able to occupy your mind if you have a little bit of a delay. You don't really have to do that with Ricky because he's finished in a flash, but Keegan had time for a little manicure there.
93.
And for me, when I watch Ricky Evans like this, late on a Sunday night in Germany, I don't see much sweat on that brow.
37.
And it looks like he could do this all night long.
Just going back to Keegan Brown on 94 there, it reminds me of John Gwynn's famous theorem about going for the bullseye when you need either any number between 85 and 95. Were you questioning that decision to go for the bullseye there, or are you very much an advocate of that?
I think it's personal preference. I think there are a lot of people out there who have a lot of confidence in their ability to get a treble with either darts 1 or 2, but I'm a big fan of going for the 25 to guarantee shots. But that's a guaranteed leg with Evans, and the best leg of this match so far, which is an 11 darter. But yeah, I'm a big fan, and everybody at home who listens to PDC TV and the European Tour with me on it they will get sick of me saying guarantee shots for legs, especially when you've got things like 58 with 2 darts, 68, big 18 for the bull. Don't be risking that treble, because the amount of times that you'll go for that treble and slip into treble 1 or treble 4, the last thing you want is a dart in your hand you can't use. So I'm with, I think Gwynny has a point with that bullseye option.
And it is the MO for most players as well, but bigger target obviously as well, the 2 circles of the ball as opposed to, say, the triple 18 bed, for example, there.
Yeah, a couple of guys that I know, and this is a growing trend as well. For a shot like 94, for instance, you go for the treble 18 and you leave 76. Guys would rather do that. It feels more natural to them, and if they miss it and get the single, they'd then rather go for double 18 tops.
Yeah, but the 76 leaves 2 doubles, obviously, and they are bigger targets as well than the treble, so yeah, there is that argument as well. Anyway, we digress. Ricky Evans leads 4-2.
Keegan is going to have to take this 82 out. That's exactly what Keegan did not want to hear from George Noble. He knew where Ricky was when he was sipping that water. The last thing he wanted to hear was 180. Now, what does he do? Staying at the bull. Oh, he's gone treble 14. Smart.
Oh, it almost paid dividends as well. That would have been a brilliant manoeuvre by Keegan Brown. But Ricky Evans, well, this is for a second break. And not only that, it's the second break either side of that 11 dart leg. He's taken out double 15, first time of asking. And Ricky Evans has just slipped into another gear here all of a sudden, hasn't he?
Yeah, he didn't even stop on that double 15 dart. He didn't stop and aim. It just went straight back and through. It's almost like he's an autopilot now.
Yeah, 16 dart break, a 13 dart break, either side of that 11 dart holder throw. And he's got 4 on the bounce. And all of a sudden, in what seems like the blink of an eye, Keegan Brown has got a lot of work to do. But as we saw in the previous semi-final, Adrian Lewis was 5-2 down, clawed his way back to a position where he looked as though he was going to make a challenge. He was 6-5 down at one time.
Yeah, Keegan's got to be careful. He doesn't want to be dragged into a really quick game. Now, Ricky's going to do his thing, but it's very easy when you're playing someone of his pace to get dragged into a quicker rhythm. He's got to stay deliberate. And I think he's playing a little bit faster now.
Just changing up, yeah. Yeah, Lewis found himself 6-2 down, got back to 6-5, but all to no avail in the end.
Well, this big fish has got to be reeled in. He's getting chances, but they are very difficult ones. That bounce out on that 82 in the last leg did not help him whatsoever. Now, 64 for 6-2. One down. Oh, he didn't like that. That was not his best dart. And Keegan can swoop.
Well, he can do.
Oh, great dart from Keegan. Keegan is the living embodiment of the fact that you do not need your name on your shirt. People know who I am. Of course they do. You're the man in pink. Hashtag Team Pink.
96.
Apparently. I saw that on social media earlier today. He's maybe the most famous dart player who wears a pink shirt now. Peter Manley doesn't play.
Yeah, there aren't many out there.
Yeah, Peter Wright wears a bit of pink now and again.
And as does the leader of the Giro d'Italia, the cycling race. They don't have a yellow jersey, they have a pink one. It's all to do because it used to be sponsored by the Gazzetta dello Sport, the newspaper, which is printed on pink paper.
Skills, Rob Malarkey. I like it. And I suppose that makes Dave Chisnall the best cyclist in darts because he wears the yellow jersey all the time.
Well, exactly, yeah.
Now, Keegan needs to put pressure on Ricky every leg from here on in, pretty much. Can't afford to have any slips like that because Ricky's approaching has been excellent. Now he's just starting to slip a little bit. Is the pressure starting to tell? And Keegan's got away with that one.
slip up again.
42.
I am very surprised that he went for a 19 there.
149 was taken out in leg 2 for his opener, but he won't take out 149 here.
Here's the thing, you'd much rather have 130 than 128. 17 switch on that last visit would have been, 17 switch would have been much easier. Now he can't get a shot.
Yeah, 2 of those would have left double 10. But he couldn't find the first one, and it scuppered him. And Evans can pounce once again. Double 8s for 6-3. And he's one away from a place in the final of the German Darts Championship and what would be his second European Tour final.
If he was to do it, who would you have as favourite?
In the final?
Yeah.
Gurney. Strong favourite.
Do you know something I don't?
I think that's what it will be. I'm not suggesting for one moment that, you know, Ricky Evans wouldn't have a chance. Of course he has a chance, but I think the layers will price it up as Gurney being the odds-on favourite for that one.
Will it be Ricky Evans, or can Keegan mount one more charge? He's going to need something borderline Herculean to get through this one. He's going to need 4 straight legs. And against Ricky right now, that's a very tough ask.
$124.
Of course, Ricky Evans, his first European Tour final was in Holland. Daryl Gurney's first European Tour final was also in Holland. But Keegan Brown is not out of this just yet. But he's got to do it the hard way. He's got to win 4 without reply.
That powerful last dart from Ricky Evans may have signalled someone starting the car, because that really was a phenomenal dart. He's now got 6 from 120, and I can't see him missing it.
Yeah, it looks as though the end of the road is in sight for Keegan Brown.
Well, I've never really said this much about Ricky's game, but I think he rushed that one.
96.
But he's back and he's looking at double 10 for a 7-3 win and a place in the final of the German Darts Championship. And Ricky Evans looks to the heavens in relief and puffs out the cheeks.